I'm so glad Tony joined us today. So before we started, Tony, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. My name is Tony, and currently I work for Blue Cross and Blue Shield as a data scientist. I come from China. After I graduated from the university in China, I just came to the United States studying at the University of Texas at Dallas, majored in information technology and management program. It took me 2 years to finish this program. After I graduated, I just got this job offer from Blue Cross and Blue Shield in Chicago. So I relocated from Texas to Chicago. I've been living and working in Chicago for like a year. So I'm very happy to join this meeting right now. Yep.
Okay, yeah. So what's your responsibilities as a data scientist at Blue Cross Blue Shield, and what is the most enjoyable part of it?
Yeah, I mean, being a data scientist at Blue Cross Blue Shield is very enjoyable for sure. And I think there are two parts of it. The first part is business part, and the second part is technical part. I will just start with business part. The business part of my job is because we are a healthcare insurance company, and we do the business with government, with a lot of hospitals and physicians. So basically, we build a lot of models to evaluate the efficiency of those hospitals and physicians. So, for example, like some physicians, they are efficient in terms of cost, and some of them are not efficient. So our job is to build a model to evaluate how efficient the physicians are comparing with their peers, and how efficient the whole hospital as a group of physicians, how efficient they are, or how they can improve it. And our data, our claims data from the hospitals, and since we are also an insurance company, and we also need those claims data to be consolidated in terms of the cost and also the group of physicians. So I think this is the business part. And the technical part, I think we use a lot of Python and R as our primary language. And also we need the SQL because our data is in Teradata. We need to access the data, and we need to extract data from Teradata. It's a database management system. So I think the business part and technical part combined compose the job of a data scientist in the Blue Cross Blue Shield. And we also do some machine learning, deep learning, and research jobs because we need to keep updated with the new technology that's coming out. So I think it is very fun to work for Blue Cross Blue Shield data scientist. And also, as you know, last week we went to the San Francisco, for the conference. And the conference just open data science conference, and we just learned a lot from that conference, new technology just coming out. So I think the most enjoyable part of my job is that you can always learn from your colleague, from the other people in this industry. Yep.
Oh, that's good. So can you tell us a little bit about the culture of the company?
Yeah, sure. I think the culture of this company, because this company is a big corporation, and it not only operates in Texas, Illinois, and it operates in a lot of states in America. So I think this corporation is huge. Because I only have been working for this company for a year, I can't just have a lot of sense or perception as a whole company in terms of culture. But from my experience of 1 year, I think this company is a company where you can always learn, and the company treats their employee very well. The benefit of the employee is pretty well, and you can always have more opportunities to improve yourself. And also, I think since the company is very big, a lot of process you need to follow in terms of achieving a goal, and also a lot of cooperations between you and your peers. So I think cooperation and achieving your personal goal are two most important cultures that I learned from this company.
Yeah. Also, you just mentioned like you just went to the conference in Silicon Valley, and like how does Blue Cross Blue Shield invest in their employee and makes you guys succeed?
Okay, I think there are two parts of investing on our employee for Blue Cross Blue Shield. The first part is that every employee will have $5,000 each year for a continuing study program. Like you can learn basically everything you want, and the company will give you like $5,000 for whatever. But basically, every person will just learn in terms of their job. Like for me, I'm a data scientist. I will learn like machine learning and like deep learning, all those like the technical like aspect. And the company will give you $5,000 to like encourage you to study more.
Where do you spend your 5,000?
I only spent like $3,000 this year, like 2,000 left.
On like Coursera's.
No, yeah, Coursera is part of that, and also cause our like the whole department is in actuary, and I learn a lot of actuary. Like I'm preparing myself as an actuary in the future, so the cost of being an actuary is pretty high. So I think I prepare to spend like $5,000 in the next year to study actuary.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So what kind of qualities like successful people at Blue Cross Blue Shield have, and what did you learn from them?
They're all smart. I mean, a lot of people, especially in our team, they are very smart, and they are very diligent, and they like work every day. Although we don't have like working overtime this culture, like we just work from 9 to 5, like regular time. But after the work, we like personally will invest a lot of time or spend a lot of time to learn new technology, because you don't want to be left behind. You always want to keep updated with the new technology. So I think in this 1 year working experience, the most important thing I learned from my colleagues that to always learn from other people and from like new platform and new technology. Just keep updated with it. And I think I didn't realize that until I started to work, and I see how my colleagues spend their spare time to learn. And I think that is a very important thing I learned from my colleagues, is that to always learn. Yes.
Yeah, it seems like also very competitive environment. So
yes.
What challenges are you facing nowadays in your work?
We as a team, because our team's name is Panda. Panda is it stands for Provider and Network Decision Analytics, or it's PANDA, right? It's Provider and Network Decision Analytics.
Oh,
so
Panda is the pattern.
yeah, PANDA. That is like not the package from the Python, but the name as PANDA, like the animal. Yeah, because our team symbol is a panda. Yeah, China panda.
Express.
Yeah, we eat a lot of fast food. Yeah, for sure. And also, the challenge that our team is facing is, I think, is the collaboration with other teams. I think this is the biggest challenge currently we are facing, because when we develop some new products, like we develop some tools and applications, in the back end probably it's Python or SQL. In the front end it's Tableau or some other dashboards that we develop for other teams. But we find it's very hard to roll out our new product, because they need to learn your tools, your applications, and also you need to have some training sessions. Not all the physicians or hospitals are very ready to use like new tools, because they use very like outdated tools and applications. You need to teach them first, and then you need to make them involved with your new tools and make them know how to integrate your tools and applications into their working environment. I will just give you an example, Because last month, our whole team flew to the Montana because there is a hospital in the state of Montana, and we, as a team, went there to make them use our tools and applications that we developed in the first half year. Like this year, like during January and June, we developed some tools, and in the second half of this year, we need to roll out and we need to make more people know our team. But when we got there, we have several meetings with the hospital. We find it is very hard for the physicians or for the administrators to use our tools because they are kind of stubborn, because they just stick with their old tools. They do not want to change or replace the tools with ours. So I think
they don't have the technology background.
Yes, it's very hard for them to integrate our tools. So I think we are trying to have more people who have as a sales, who used to work as a sales to sell our product to other people. I think students who have a selling background may join our team, because we really want those people as a sales to make more people use our product.
That's a good point. So okay, you intern at Southwest Airlines, and right now you work at Blue Cross Blue Shield. So do you think what qualities of you that differentiate you from other candidates in the job market?
Well, this is a tough one, because I think a lot of people, they are better than me for sure. And I do not have too much working experience before I came to the United States. I think the most important quality for me is to be focused. I mean, that is pretty important, because if you want to learn something, if you want to improve something, if you want to achieve something, you need to be involved. You need to be focused on the things that you think that is very important. So I think the most important thing or quality I think can differentiate me from other students, if there is one, I think is to be focused, and always be focused, and spend as much time and efforts as possible to achieve, to learn whatever you think is important.
You said it's being focused, meaning focus on 2 or 3 specific tools, not focus on all the analytics tools like Python, R.
It is a good point, because you can never learn everything, right? You need to pick up 1 or 2 that is important and critical to your job. I think be focused not only on your tools, but also on the domain knowledge. If you are very interested in an industry, because for me, I work for healthcare industry, you need to get yourself involved with this environment, with this industry, and focused in this industry. Because I think it will typically take 5 years to be very experienced in one industry. So I think not only the tools, but also an industry. Everything that you think important you should be focused on.
Exactly. So what strategies do you use to land these 2 jobs, Southwest Airlines and?
I think in terms of having a job, it's always important to submit your resume, right? Because you can't know, or you couldn't know which one will turn out to be your next job. So I think always, if you do not have a job right now, you always go online, because Indeed, LinkedIn, all those searching for a job. This is very important. This is the first step, and you always submit your resume. And I think the second one is to be specific, because you can't submit your uniform resume to other companies. You need to customize, not only for a company that you are interested, but also for the companies that you think you will be qualified. And I think the customization is very important, because other companies will view you as an individual, and they will look at you and see what is the most interesting of you, what is the most qualified aspect of you as a candidate. So you always make yourself stand out So what makes you stand out is the things that you need to be focused to customize. So always search and customize your resume is two strategies that I used to apply for a job.
That's good. So yeah, like you said, the internship search and academics can be stressful sometimes in school. So how did you keep your life in balance, and how did you keep motivate yourself?
I mean, for me, I think because when I was an intern at Southwest Airlines, it was summertime. I didn't have other courses taken, but I think if you want to balance your study and work life, it is pretty important to manage your time, because time management is very important because you only have 24 hours each day, and you have to spend 8 hours to sleep, right? And you have like 16 hours left. So how you can manage your 16 hours? I think for me, I will just prioritize. So you need to prioritize what is the most important thing. What is the most important thing each day? Like tomorrow, I will prioritize what is the first thing, second thing, and follow the procedure or follow all the schedules that you set for yourself, and just set up a plan and do it according to the plan very actively, and do not left behind. So I think prioritize and just do the things according to the schedule that you set.
Okay, cool. So you have education background from China, Stanford, and UT Dallas. From your experience, what are some good things you had in other schools but not UT Dallas?
Okay, it's like, can I interpret as what makes UT Dallas very special, or?
Like what things you learned from other places, but you did not experience here?
Okay, I mean, it depends on major. I mean, in China, my major is computer science. It's definitely like more engineer oriented, and but in UT Dallas is information technology management. It's more like business and technical combined major. It's not as technical as computer science, but it definitely can give you a lot of edge over your peer in terms of business. And for the Stanford, I think Stanford is a very prestigious university, and I think the network there is, you will have more alumni that you can rely on and you can resort to in the future. So I think network from Stanford is also very important for me.
Wow. So yeah. So what are some lessons you will give with your best friends coming from your hometown to study in UT Dallas?
Wow, that is a good question. I think first, I will just tell him that before everyone like come to United States for study, the first thing that they need to do is to improve the English skill, because you need to always communicate with other people, and I think it's just very important to improve your English before you come here, right? Because a lot of people just think that my English will be better after I come here. Well, you know that it's not necessary, right? So I think the first advice I'll give is to learn English, like put a lot of time and effort. And the second advice that I can give is to get involved, because after some students come here, they just be isolated. They just like stay in their comfortable zone. Small circle, and they do not communicate with other people, or they do not get involved with the culture here, with every like fun stuff here. I think the second advice is to get involved and do things, like do fun things and make friends, get involved. And I think the last advice that I can give is to always just learn, like a sponge. You need to always absorb knowledge from your professor, from your classmates, and also you need to spend all this time to absorb knowledge, because I think this knowledge is very important for you to succeed in the future. So my advice would be learn English and get involved and just spend a lot of time to learn and absorb knowledge.
Yeah, so yeah, as far as I know, you did involve many activities on campus, such as students' government or some other events. So
Yes.
like, what did you learn from this experience?
The experience is very memorable for me because I used to be a part of student government in University of Texas, Dallas, and as a part of the student government, I really learned a lot from other students because I'm a master's student. The majority of students for the student government are undergrads. They are more energetic and they are more fun, right?
Yeah.
And I need how to enjoy life here from them. This is the first thing.
That's important.
Yeah, it's pretty important, right? You cannot only work. You need to rest, right?
Yes.
And how to relieve yourself is very important. So the second thing I learned from student government is that always to contribute, because you are part of this school. You need to contribute your efforts to make the school a better place for other students. So we as a community, we need to always think about other people, and we need also to get involved, as I said. And I think this is the second thing I learned from student government. And also, I think the last thing I learned from student government that I think will be very valuable is the communication skill, right? Because like the majority people in the student government, they are like native English speaker, and you can improve your English during the time period of service, right? When you serve other students, you communicate with them, and I think communication is very important.
Yeah. What made you choose UT Dallas and ITM program?
I think there are three reasons. The first reason I would say is the reputation of this program, because the ranking, like the program ranking, is very high. It's top 20 in United States, and you can always learn and from such a good program. This is the first reason. And the second reason is I do have a scholarship, right? Because you need to take money into consideration when you select the different school and programs. The third reason is that I like before I came here, I searched a lot, and I talked with the senior students who already graduated from this program. They told me that this program is very technical, but also you can learn a lot of business knowledge here. Like you can have some accounting, finance, or marketing courses, not only in information technology. And also you can have a lot of like a hands-on training opportunity and projects that you can put on resume to prove your future employer that you are a qualified candidate. So I think reputation and learning opportunities and all those combined give me this incentive to come here. And it turns out that I did a good choice. I made a good choice to select University of Texas, especially information technology management, this program, as the one that I studied in the United States. And I really learn and enjoy from this program.
Yeah, so yeah, can you explain a little bit more about how has this information technology program prepared you for your longer goals in India?
Sure. I mean, for my personal experience, because my undergrad was major in computer science, I think my technical skill would be enough, or like as in terms of like programming. I think the most important thing that this program prepared me is that it gave me a lot of opportunities for networking and internship, because I landed my internship in Southwest Airlines. I know this company from our program because they come to the campus each year and they recruit from our program. So I think those opportunities are very important. And also, I think in terms of like the data science or analytics, this program has a lot of specific analytics courses that can give you much better understanding of what the analytic is, and it can give you more experience. If you do not have previous experience, you can definitely learn a lot from this program.
Yeah, so let's talk about the safety issue. So do you think with the recent gunshot, do you think United States or Texas or Chicago is still a safe place to study? And do you have any like bad experience during your time here?
I mean, the gunshot is horrible. But I still think United States, not only Texas, but also Illinois and other states, they're safe. But I mean, international students, they first, they study abroad, and they basically come here by themselves. So I think safety is priority. It's always very important to put safety in the first place. So I think it's just stay safe and do not go outside like by yourself at night. But I think like in general, it is still safe, like study and living in United States.
Yeah. So what is your biggest goal in life right now?
This is a tough one. I mean, in terms of life goal, I think it would be a lot. But in terms of like, I can give you my 5 years goal, because it's because for now I work for Blue Cross Blue Shield as associate data scientist. Probably next year I will be a data scientist, and the year after next year will be a senior data scientist, and then probably like manager or director or senior director. I think in 5 years I will just like stay on this path as data scientist to learn more, and I can go as high as I can. Hopefully I can be a manager in 5 years, and if I can achieve that goal, it will definitely for me it's a great achievement staying in America and studying here, because my goal before I came here is to have a job and be successful. I mean, being a manager is not necessarily a successful example, but for me in 5 years I definitely want to be setting on this path to go as high as possible.
Wow, yeah. So I think that's our interview, and thank you, Tony, joining us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.